Welcome all. Before we start for the few new concept, that day we have started our lesson of 6th standard, that is basic concepts in geometry. So before we go further, we will just revise what we have studied earlier. Okay, so what is the word geometry called? Say yes, geometry in mathematics is based on lines, shapes, rays, points and curves. So first point we have discussed, that was point. So point we have seen over here, point is usually denoted by a small or tiny dot. We have seen here we are using capital letters to denote a point. You can see here it is point A, point B, point C. We cannot use a small letter to denote a point. The next part of it was the line segments. If you see clearly, line segment is the part of a line, a small piece of that line, you can say. So if you consider this whole big line, which is line M, a small part of it is called as a line segment. So if M is the line, segment AB is also called as a line segment. You can say AB as line 2. Again I am repeating, if you are saying segment AB is line segment, being part of a line, it can be also termed as line AB2. Now what was the note given over here? While representing line segment, we use segment in front of it. You are not supposed to write AB. You are supposed to use the word segment. Now the next part of it was the line. Line can be extended in both the direction. There is no end point for line. If you see this two part, you can see the two arrows. If you extend, if you stretch it, you will get a line. And there is no end point for a line. You have seen the downward image, you can see this line, another line, it is line L. So always remember one thing, represent line in small alphabets always and use words like line L, line N. If you are writing outside somewhere over here, you are supposed to use small alphabets. You are not supposed to use the capital letters. Now the next part of it was the ray. We are familiar with the sun rays. You always remember that sun rays come in one direction. Same way, this is also one part of a geometry. Ray is one part of a line. It starts from one point and go continuously in another direction. If you can see over here, it starts at point P and it goes further, it goes forward. So we can term this ray as ray PQ. You cannot say it as ray QP. Starting point of the ray is always called as its origin. Always remember, now P is starting point. So P is called as the origin of that ray. Note, we should always read ray as ray PQ but not as ray QP. You can see over here, I am going to read it as ray PQ but not as ray QP. One example is given to you over here down. It is ray NM. This is the correct method. I cannot say it as ray MN. Now the next part is plane. What is plane? A flat surface is called as plane. If you can see here, I have drawn one rectangle. If you stretch it, it's not about a rectangle, the floor which you sit, or you can see the board. This everything, whichever things you find flat is said to be as a plane. You can see over here floor, bench, books, etc. are the examples of plane. This is a table drawn by my side. I know it is very bad, but still this is also a flat surface. So you can also term this as a plane. So what are parallel lines? Parallel lines means the lines which lie in the same plane but do not intersect each other are called as a parallel lines. You can see over here M and N. They are going straight along with each other but they are not intersecting anywhere. So these are parallel lines. You can see P and Q. Line P and line Q. They are also going together but they are not intersecting each other, so these are called as parallel lines. I have forgot to tell you one thing. Parallel lines are usually denoted by this symbol. Suppose there are two parallel lines. It is line P is parallel to line Q. Always remember, you are supposed to denote this symbol. Now example, edges of your notebook and railway track are the example of the parallel lines. Now the next point is intersecting lines. Intersecting line means the lines which intersect each other are called as intersecting line. You can see over here line P and line Q are intersecting at point O, so they are said to be as intersecting lines. Now few new concepts which are there for you in your syllabus. First part of it is concurrent lines. So what is concurrent lines? You are not knowing this word, so I will just explain you now. Can you see a small point over here? Just think about it. How many lines can you draw from this point, which can pass from this point? Can you tell me how many? Are you going to tell me 2, 3, 4? No. The answer will be infinite. So if I take a point and if I try to draw a line passing through it, I can draw infinite number of lines. So what is the definition of concurrent lines? When two or more lines pass through one point, they are called to be as concurrent lines. What I am saying? When two or more, right now you can see there are many over here. So when two or more lines pass through one single point from here, then they are said to be as concurrent lines. So there is a note for you. What is that note? Point through which the line pass are called to be as the point of the concurrence. So from which point they passes, that point is said to be as point of concurrence. And what is concurrent lines? When two or more lines are passing through a single point. You can see over your point. And here right now you can see there are many lines passing through it. So yes, these lines which I have drawn, they are concurrent lines. And what is point of concurrence? This point which is present in between. Why? Because many lines are passing through this point. Hence this is called as point of concurrence. There is also one note given to you. We can draw infinite number of lines through one point. You cannot count them. There are infinite number of lines through one point. If anyone asks you the question or it is asked for your exam, how many lines can you draw from one single point? You are supposed to answer the word is infinite. So we'll go for the next part, that is collinear points. We have just now studied that was concurrent lines. Now we will see the next part, that is collinear points. So what is collinear points? Yes, when three or more points which lie on the single straight line are said to be as collinear points. For example, you can see over here, this is one line drawn for you. A, B, C, D. These are the points. Yes, point A, point B, point C and point D. Can you see they all are in a straight line? You can pass a line also from it. Yes, when points are coming in a straight line and that points are said to be as collinear points. Again I am telling you, when you are drawing the points in such a way that they are coming in a straight line, they are said to be as collinear points. Now there is one more example for you. You can see over here point P, point Q and point R. They are also coming in a straight line. So again I will say point P, point Q and point R are collinear points. Now the next part is non-collinear points. Collinear points we have seen, they are coming in a straight line. So what are non-collinear? Yes, you are true. They are not going to come in a straight line. So points which do not lie in a same line are said to be as non-collinear points. You can see here A is over here, point B is here, D is here, E is here, F, C, K, L, H, I, G. So you can see they are not coming in a straight line. They are present anyhow they want. So these points are said to be as non-collinear points. So there is one small note for you. What is that note? One and only one line can be drawn through any two distinct points. So what is the meaning of this? If suppose I gave you any two distinct points. Now M and N are two distinct points. Distinct means they are different from each other. How many lines I can pass through it? Yes, I can only pass one line through it. These are the important notes. You are supposed to remember this. Why? Because they can be asked for your fill in the blank purpose. Okay. So after this, I will start with my exercise of lesson number 1. You can go through that video too. Thank you.